the Mindbender Mental Performance Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Mindbender Mental Performance Podcast. I'm Kowalski, your host and mental performance coach. And today we're diving deep into the transformative world of sports psychology through the lens of the legendary Harvey Dorfman in his groundbreaking book, Coaching the Mental Game. So who was Dorfman, you might ask? He was a pioneer who introduced the world of Major League Baseball to the mental game. Now, how did he do it? Well, he did it through the wonders of his brand of sports psychology. And he did it in a way that was both profound and refreshing. Baseball is a game built on the foundation of constant failure and daily disappointments. As people and players, or as I should say, as people who play baseball at an elite level, navigate this challenging landscape, they are often confronted with mental distractions, mental barriers, emotional barriers, obsessions, anxieties, and yes, even superstitions, right? Harvey understood this all too well. He inhaled the complexities of the game and the psychology behind it. He helped pro guys confront their fears head on, and he was hired by the Oakland Athletics. It was a monumental breakthrough for the field at the time. But here's the twist. Harvey wasn't a trained psychologist. He was a school teacher and a girls' basketball coach. He didn't hold a doctorate. Instead, he possessed a remarkable skill, the ability to communicate with ball players. When a superstar millionaire would confide in Harvey about his batting slump or his struggles on the bump, Harvey didn't offer sympathy or a gentle pat on the back. Oh no, he would roar at them, demanding accountability. Okay, you fucking hotshot, you're hitting under the Mendoza line. Tell me, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to make the appropriate adjustments? It was in those moments that Harvey held a mirror to the players, forcing them to confront their limiting beliefs, maybe a skill that they still haven't acquired. Maybe there's a cave that they fear to enter that holds the treasures that they seek. He believed that too many superstars are surrounded by sycophants and yes men. What's a sycophant? Somebody that behaves in a way to garner the attention and get admiration from another person, even if it's unauthentic. So they're surrounded by sycophants and yes men, preventing them from hearing the actual truth. Right? One thing I always say is two things as a coach. You can't be afraid to get fired, and you got to be a fucking truth teller. Harvey was not one for fluff. He scoffed at the idea of simply telling players to take a deep breath or think positive thoughts. Instead, it said, don't give me any of that hold hands and sing kumbaya bullshit. It's not going to get you to hit better. His mantra was clear. He said, one thing Harvey always said was, I'm not a shrink, I'm a stretch. His goal was to stretch the minds of the athletes, pushing them to grow beyond their limitations or their limiting beliefs. Now, the essence of coaching, the message of every coach sends, whether intentionally or unintentionally, every word and action carries a weight that athletes interpret and respond to mentally. Coaches always need to ask themselves, does this message make sense? Is it fair? Is it honest? Is it rational or emotional? In chapter 1, Harvey discusses where to start with the mental game in baseball. He notes that while every coach recognizes the relationship between an athlete's mental approach and their performance, few devote the specific time to this crucial aspect of the game. And the common excuse or response is, I don't have the time. But the truth is often, I don't know where to start. Coaches wield two types of power: positional power, you're under my roof because I fucking said so, or personal power, which inspires athletes to want to improve. It's like, if we're going to build a ship to go on this great adventure on the open ocean, We're not going to look at the detailed blueprint of the plans and go to Home Depot and buy the wood. We're going to instead get excited and fired up and juiceful to go on the vast adventure in the open ocean. Got to get that, not the building of the ship, although that's important. A coach's personal touch can make all the difference. So what Harvey did was emphasize the meat and potatoes approach, working with common sense rather than complex dynamics or different trendy methods. Common sense, unfortunately, not always common practice now. He quotes John Wooden in the book. The great John Wooden says, a coach should remember he's there to teach. But we all know the pressure to win, right? It can distort our values and our ethics. It can lead to a toxic environment. Harvey reminds us that successful coaching isn't just about winning. It's about nurturing the whole person. The role of sports in young athletes' education can be either a positive one or a negative one, depending on whether they are encouraged to grow as complete individuals. Now, the structure of the book itself, Harvey organizes it in a way that allows coaches easy access to important topics. The first section covers the coach as a leader, communicator, and teacher. The second and third sections present the mental game in an alphabetical format, making it a handy reference guide for any coach looking to enhance their approach. Pretty easy to navigate the book. Ultimately, Harvey's work is a reminder that a person's psychic life is their real life. The goal is to help coaches understand and address their players' lives, both in and out of competition. So as we wrap up today's mini seminar on coaching the mental game by the great pioneer in baseball, Harvey Dorfman, may he continue to rest in paradise, I encourage you all to reflect on the principles and strategies, go buy the fucking book and start to implement it. And remember, the journey of mastering the mental game is ongoing. It's today plus today plus today plus today that equals your goals. Consistency is a superpower. So what one thing can you do today to become better today than you were yesterday? And if you're wondering what it takes, it fucking takes what it takes. So 1% better today, 14 minutes and 40 seconds of your day, 1% better. Devote that to some craft, some hobby, some discipline, some action item that you need to get to, something for your mental game. Thanks for tuning into the Mindbender Mental Performance Podcast. If you found value, share it with whomever you'd like. So like and subscribe. It helps the algorithms. Until next time, it takes what it takes. Today plus today plus today equals your goals. Read the books, listen to the podcast, eat the apple, walk around the block, open the greatest coaching manual of all time, the Bible. And the best is yet to come. Until next time, thank you for joining me on the
Welcome back to the Mindbender Mental Performance Podcast.